Good afternoon, everybody. This is Lorraine Alternative Homesteading on Saturday, June 28, 2025. And there has been a spree of vandalism on my property from yesterday till today, Friday into Saturday, because the local demons here, my neighbors and all the other criminals, they really get off on vandalizing my property, especially since I'm calling them out, and I will be filing a complaint against every one of these criminals here with a state and government official. So last week I showed you how they cut the mini split hose on my house. Well, this is the nonprofit cat rescue building, and they have, and here's a little waspy, they have cut the hose at the top here. That's the water drainage hole, and then now we've got a wasp going in there. I have to fix that. But that hose was deliberately sliced. I found it here. And you can see that this is a deliberate slicing of the hose. The water, the condensation is dripping down there. I'm not going to go there right now because there's a wasp. But yes, I'm going to have to, a little bit later, tie this all back up. And you can see what they've done here. They've already cut this all the way at the top. And I just want to say for the record, I'm living here 6 years. This building was installed here in July of 2019. The mini split was installed maybe a couple of months after that. I think by August it was installed. There's nobody living here except me. I take very good care of everything around here. But my local neighbors and the local criminals, they're all insanely jealous. And they use their children, their adult children, to trespass and vandalize the property also, like my neighbor's son. So here, the mini split hose was cut at the very top, and you can see that I installed a protection device here to prevent this from happening. And you can also see that these local criminals have scratched it. Here, here. This doesn't happen all by itself. You can see some holes drilled up there. I don't know where that came from, but they've scratched it all the way down here. And now this hose is cut. I'm not going to put my hands in it right now because if that wasp is still in there, it's probably going to be a little bit nasty. But yeah, this is what they've done to the mini split here. And we'll give a shout out to the criminal in the Jackson County Sheriff's Department, Daniel Isaacs. He does not fight crime. He falsifies incident reports, or somebody tells him to falsify the incident report. So they're all complicit in covering up the crimes that are happening here in Jackson County, Kentucky. They're all in on it. They're all criminals. They're all losers. They're all premeditated murderers. They're all premeditated criminals. And they're all going to hell, and all of their names will be mentioned in an upcoming document to the federal government. So keep it up, all you losers. Keep it up. And you too, Sheriff Daniel Isaacs. I hope that you're investigated. I hope that this county is investigated, because you can't even balance your own books here. Not the fiscal court, not the sheriff's department, not the trash collector, not the judge's office. Nobody can balance books around here. What are you doing with the money? Why would anybody want to give this county grants and money because you can't even balance the checkbooks? I don't understand. I don't get it. Where's the money going? We know it's being funneled in here. Who's paying my neighbors to do this? You think they just do it for the hell of it, for fun? Well, I'm sure they do it for fun. Maybe my neighbor got off because, you know, she's a pill popper and she fell into the county creek and ended up in the local jail. Maybe what did she? You give her extra, like a shorter sentence for vandalizing my property, trespassing. All the little smokers that leave their cigarette butts on my property. I don't smoke. I don't smoke, drink, or do drugs. And by the way, I would never take my own life. Never. However, there are criminals driving back and forth with their energy weapons and shooting them across my property at night, as indicated in one of my recent videos this morning. And that video was recorded at just around 2 a.m., a little bit after 2 a.m. There were two of them. The other one, I'm going to have to photograph, I'm going to have to get it on my other camera, because it happened so fast that the camera actually triggers the motion event and puts a little box around it. But by the time you play back the recording, it's hard to see. And the last one I posted, I had to adjust the settings and slow down the video to the slowest setting, and you can clearly see that energy device being emitted over my property at night around 2 o'clock in the morning. And that's what happens here every day. Every day here in Jackson County, Kentucky. All these local criminals, I know they've been somewhat quiet, because you know what? They've probably got a gag order, because they know they're in deep doo-doo, because they are conspirators. They are partners in crime. They're partners in crime, and there's nobody around here that's going to protect them when they're in court, when they're investigated. Nobody. The sheriff's not going to protect them. The county lawyer's not going to protect them. Not when this town, this county is investigated. Oh, and by the way, I did take it upon myself to call Attorney General of the USA, Pam Bondi, and leave a detailed message about defunding the COPS program and how it's being weaponized against people that they don't like, that they turn into vigilante stalkers. There's no oversight. They break into houses. They terrorize people they don't like. And the sheriff does nothing but falsifies the incident reports. That's right. Pam Bondi, please do a little research into what's happening with the COPS program. And yes, continue to defund the grants. They're being misused across the country. And if the sheriff's department needs some, say something, he sees something, say something, rat snitches, they already have them. They don't have to pay them. This is Lorraine Alternative Homesteading signing off for now. And I'm going to show you again what they did is they cut the condensation hose on the mini split in the nonprofit cat rescue building. June 28, 2025.